Nityananda, Shadvaita Gadadhar, Sivasadi Gaurabhakta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna. So, we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 13. We are reading from Khetra Khetrago, Gyan Gyo, Prakriti Purush. That's chapter 13. So, who is the actual seer? Saying, one who sees the super soul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies, and who understands that neither the soul nor super soul within the indestructible body is ever destroyed, actually sees. Who is the real seer? Who sees super soul and soul, and the device, the super soul with body. Body is destructible, they are not destructible. He actually sees. How sees? Through knowledge. 629. Samam pasyanhi sarvatra samavasthitam ishyaram na hinasti atmana atmanam tato jati parangati. Samam, equally, pasyan, seeing, he, certain, sarvatra, everywhere. Samavasthitam, equally situated. Ishyaram, the super soul, no, does not. Hinasti, degrade. Atmana, by the mind. Atmanam, the soul. Tato, then. Jati, this is. Param, transcendent. Gotim, destruction. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Part-10. The living entity, by accepting his material existence, has become situated differently than in his spiritual existence. But if one understands that the Supreme is situated in his Paramatma manifestation everywhere, that is, if one can see the presence of the Supreme Personal Godhead in every living entity, everything, he does not degrade himself by destructive mentality, and he therefore gradually advances to the spiritual life. The mind is generally addicted to sense-gratifying processes. But when the mind turns to the super soul, one becomes advanced in spiritual understanding. Text 30. Prakriteva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvasya ja pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sapashyati. Prakrita, by material nature, he was certainly, so also karmani activities, kriyamanani being performed, sarvasya in all aspects, ja anyone who pashyati sees, tatha also Atmanam himself, Akartaram, the non-doer, Sahi, Pushyati, sees perfectly. Translation. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, who is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. So you've already seen what it is seeing. This subject is called seeing. That means seeing through knowledge. And knowledge, seeing through knowledge. Soul and body cannot see, seeing through knowledge. And what is knowledge? The 20 types of knowledge. That knowledge starts from Amanitya, humility, and ends. Where it ends? Tattva Gyanartha Darshanam. Adhyatmaka Nityatvam Tattva Gyanartha Darshanam. Tattva Gyan. What is Brahma? What is Paramatma? What is Bhagavan? So to know this, what is that? By knowledge, that is actually seeing. So how through that knowledge we see, that subject explaining. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. Now, here, see, body is doing everything. Soul is not doing anything. He is actually seeing. Other philosophies see, body is inert. Whatever is doing, soul is doing. Which one is right? Lord is doing everything, and other place not. Lord is like Upadishtavanumanta is not doing. Which one is right? Yes, both one is right. There's so many car accident. Who is responsible? Government, because he has made nice roads and buy so many cars from outside. That is the accident. He is the cause, or who drives cause? Who made accident? If there is no road and no car, how you can do accident? So who is right? In that cases, no. Actually, government is not responsible for accident. Government may make road. He may buy Toyota company car. But for accident, driver is responsible. If there is accident, the judge will not punish the government. Oh, you have made the road and by car, that is so many accidents happening. Here, the same thing is telling. So who is actually real seer? Actually, who is doing? Actually, everything, all activities done with the body. And the self not doing anything. Actually, he sees actually. This body is made by material nature under the direction of the super soul. And whatever activities are going on in respect to one's body are not his doing. Whatever one is supposed to do, either for happiness or for distress, one is forced to do because of the bodily constitution. The self, however, is outside all these bodily activities. This body is given according to one's past desires. To fulfill desires, one is given the body, with which he acts accordingly. Practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by the Supreme Law to fulfill desires. Because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. This transcendental vision of the living entity, when developed, makes one separate from bodily activities. One who has such a vision is an actual seer. I'm reading again. This transcendental vision of the living entity, when develops, which one? Let's see. Because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or enjoy. Due to desire. This transcendental vision of the living entity, when developed, makes one separate from bodily activities. One who has such a vision is an actual seer. Text 31. Very well. Jada bhuta prithak bhavam ekastham anupashyati tato eva chavistaram brahma sampadate tada. Jada. Bhut. Jada bhuto. Jada when bhuto of living entities. Prithak bhavam, separated identities. Ekostham, situated in one. Anupashyati, one tries to see through authority. Tato, evo, thereafter, cha also. Vistaram, the expansion. Brahma absolute, sampadate, he attains tada at that time. Translation. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities due to different material bodies, and he sees how beings are expanded everywhere, he attains to the Brahman conception. I'm reading again slowly. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities due to different material bodies, and he sees how beings are expanded everywhere, he attains to Brahman conception, to the Brahman conception. Part. When one can see that the various bodies of living entities arise due to the different desires of the individual soul and do not actually belong to the soul itself, one actually sees. Like we can give another example. When there is foul smell in the air, actual seer is not saying the air is foul. No, it comes over the dirty place, that is why it's foul smell. You're complaining to air. So, what is suffering? That is due to desire of them. Desire of the individual soul. And do not actually belong to the soul itself. Due to desire of the soul, but not the soul. The foul smelling of the air, air smell. Foul smell. Air comes through the foul smelling place. In the material conception of life, we find someone a demigod, someone a human being, a dog, a cat, etc. This is material vision, not actual vision. This material differentiation is due to material conception of life. After the destruction of the material body, the spirit soul is one. The spirit soul, due to contact with material nature, gets different types of bodies. When one can see this, he attains spiritual vision. Thus, being freed from differentiation like man, animal, beast, etc., one becomes purified in his consciousness and able to develop Krishna consciousness in his spiritual identity. How we then see these things will be explained in the next verse. Reading again. The spirit soul, due to contact with material nature, gets different types of bodies. The same example, air and smell. The spirit soul, due to contact with material nature, gets different types of bodies. When one can see this, he attains spiritual vision. That means air is not foul smelling. He is contacted with something that is foul, not air is odorless. Thus, being freed from differentiation like man, animal, weak, low, etc., one becomes purified in his consciousness and able to develop Krishna consciousness in spiritual identity. He will see through everything so. Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 18 verse. Shunichaiva Shaparpita Pandita Shamadasham. Vidya Vinasham. How he then sees things will be explained in the next class. How you see? Next verse will explain. Anaditta Nirgunatva Paramatma Abhayam. Anaditva Nirgunatva Paramatma Oyam Abhaya. Sharirastha Pikantyo No Karuti No Lipati. Anaditta, due to eternity. Anaditta, there is no adi, no beginning. That means eternity. Due to eternity, anaditta, anadi hone ke karan. Due to eternity, nirgunatta, due to its transcendental nature. Nirgun, no material nature. Nirgun means no material nature. This transcendental. Nirgunatta means due to being transcendental nature. Param, beyond material nature. Atma is spirit. Yeah, Paramatma. It is not Paramatma. Sanskrit Shalok, Sanskrit word is like, you can, like this Shandhi, depends at different meaning. Here, Paramatma means not Paramatma. Here, Param means beyond material nature, and Atma is spirit. I am this, Abhay, inexhaustible. Sharirastha, dwelling in the body, Api, though, Kontyo, O son of Kunti, no Karoti, never does anything, no lipate, nor is entangled. Those with the vision of eternity can see that the imperishable soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite contact with the material body, for Arjuna, the soul never does anything, nor is entangled. See this verse. Anadittat nirgunattat Paramatma oyam apayam. Here it is not Paramatma. Here it is Jivatma. By reading alone, we can understand. Paramatma means Jivatma. Here how? Param means beyond material nature and Atma. The Paramatma means this individual soul who is not material. Why you should read it? Because it's clearly said, Abhayam Sharirasthapikantiyo, though it is staying in the body. That means staying in the body, that means not Paramatma, it's super soul. Yes, and that is soul. Now question may come, Sharirasthapikantiyo, Paramatma always staying, Paramatma always staying with the soul. Why is not Sharirastha? No, here it is, no, though Paramatma is staying in the body, still it is not Paramatma. Because this discussion is like that, those with the vision of the eternity can see that the imperishable soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the mode of nature. That means it is not discussing about super soul, it is discussing about soul. Despite contact with the material body, for Arjuna, the soul neither does nothing nor is entangled. A living entity appears to be born because of the birth of the material body. But actually, the living entity is eternal. He is not born. And in spite of his being situated in a material body, he is transcendental and eternal. Thus, he cannot be destroyed. By nature, he is full of bliss. He does not engage himself in any material activities. Therefore, the activities performed due to his contact with material bodies do not entangle. He does not engage himself in any material activities. Therefore, the activities performed due to his contact with material bodies is not entangled. Why? What is the equal vision? Real vision, very difficult to understand. I'm reading again and again. Thus, he cannot be destroyed. By nature, he is full of bliss. Soul is, by nature, Satchidananda. He does not entangle himself in any material activities. Therefore, the activities performed due to his contact with material bodies do not entangle. I think this example of air and carrying a soul is like that. It's entangled in its different body, but is contaminated by that. As it is very difficult to understand, that is why I'm giving a nice one example. Jatha sarvagatam suksha akasham napalipate sarvatra avasthita dehe tathatma napalipate. How the body, this soul is doing through the body, still soul is not entangled. Why? Here the example. Jatha, as sarvagatam, all pervading, suksha, due to being subtle. Shukshmata hetu, suksha, due to being subtle. Akasham, the sky, no, never, upalipate, mixes. Sarvatra, everywhere, opposite, situated, dehe, in the body. Tatha, so, atma, the self, no, never, upalipate, mixes. The sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all pervading. Skyly, the soul situated in Brahma vision does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. Okay, let's see example again. How body, soul is within the body and doing through everything through the body, still soul is not entangled. Example is the air. Air is traveling everywhere. But above air, before you give the example, air. Above, more subtle is Akash, ether. More subtle. Everywhere ether is there, but it is not entangled. Why? Why? Who can give the answer? Ether is everywhere, but not entangled. Why? Answer is given. Shoksha, due to is so subtle. Anything very subtle, very difficult to catch in. Earth cannot enter everywhere. Water can. Where water cannot enter, fire can. Where fire cannot go, there can air can. Where air cannot go, there ether can go. So due to its subtlety, very subtle nature, but everywhere. And due to its subtle nature, it is uncontaminated. So soul is more subtle than ether. So that is why soul also not contaminated. Who able to see in such a way is the real seer. Purport. The air enters into water, mud, stew, and whatever else is there. Still, it does not mix with anything. Yeah, it is subtle. Similarly, the living entity, even though situated in the various varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to its subtle nature. Shoksha, shoksha, jatha, sarvagatam shokshat, shukshota hetu, due to being subtle. Similarly, the soul is situated in Brahma vision. Similarly, the living entity, even though situated in the varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to his subtle nature. Therefore, it is impossible to see with the material eyes how the living entity is in contact with this body and how he is out of it after the destruction of the body. No one in science can ascertain this. Still difficult to understand. Giving another example. Jatha prakashayiteko Krishnam lokom imam ravi. Kshetram kshetri tatha Krishnam prakashayati bharat. Jatha, another example. As prakashayati, prakash karta hai, illuminates. Ek one, Krishnam, whole lokom universe. Krishnam lokom, whole universe. Eko, one person. Who is that? Imam Ravi, this sun, only one, but Prakash illuminates Krishnam Lokam, whole universe. The same way, Kshetram, the body, Kshetri, the soul, Tatha similarly, Krishnam or Prakashayati illuminates Bharat, O son of Bharat. Translation, O son of Bharat, as the sun alone illuminates all this universe, so does the living entity, one within the body, illuminates the entire body by consciousness. Very simple, understand. Sun is one corner of the sky, illuminates whole sky. So soul is in heart, by sitting illuminates whole body. There are various theories regarding consciousness. Here in Bhagavad Gita, the example of the sun and the sunshine is given. The sun is situated in one palace, but is illuminating the whole universe. So a small particle of the spirit soul, although situated in the heart of this body, is illuminating the whole body by consciousness. Thus, consciousness is the proof of the presence of the soul, as sunshine or light is the proof of the presence of the sun. When the soul is present in the body, there is consciousness all over the body. And as soon as the soul has passed from the body, there is no more consciousness. This can be easily understood by any intelligent man. Therefore, consciousness is not a product of the combination of the matter. Consciousness comes from soul, and soul comes from another soul. Life comes from life. It is the symptom of living entity. It is the consciousness. Consciousness is the symptom of living. The consciousness of the living entity, although qualitatively one with the supreme consciousness, is not supreme. Body does not share that of another body. But the super soul, who is situated in all bodies, as the friend of the individual soul, is conscious of all bodies. That is the difference between supreme consciousness and the individual consciousness. Another verse is there. I don't want to rush it. Because our goal is not to finish this verse, finish this chapter. Slowly, tomorrow later. Tomorrow I will be in the train, so I hope connected will be there. Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita, I think is Gautam.